Alright, so I'm trying to make this video as fast as I can so you guys don't hear me blabbering about this whole thing. So anyway, real quick, your materials. You need to get a aluminum rod from Home Depot. The sliding door rollers. I prefer the metal because I don't know how long this plastic will last. I've loaded over 3,000 rounds already and it's still going, so I'll wait until it breaks and I'll replace it with a metal. This piece of aluminum here, I got it from my old backpack, so you can go to Home Depot. They have a half-inch ones that you can use. Angle bar you can also get from Home Depot, and a couple of bolts. This material here is from a chopping board. Okay, on this ramp here, it has to be straight. Okay, it doesn't have to be even both sides, but as long as it's straight up and down, sure it's even. And then use the saw carefully, and then you'll have that nice slot to go for the base. If you see right here, I put a mark right there. That's how far the this piece here moves back and forth, and then this is how far it moves back. So as soon as you're done with that, build the back side first. So when you have this ramp, it would go out like so, and if this mark right here matches along here, you can have it too far out, because if you do that, it will hit right here on this shell plate and it will jam. This case right here, it doesn't have to be all the way inside like that, okay, because it will snap, it will jam, because you need to have a little piece of this material here underneath there, so the case doesn't tilt or so. Okay, that's why the reason why I put it there, because when you push the case, it would be straight up and down. Okay, if this goes right in there just like that, and you have a gap right there, that's fine, because when this moves, the case would actually go into the right place, like so. See what I mean? So the case is actually pushed by that spring. Alright, so when you have the ramp up like so, put some brass in the case tube right here. So to adjust it properly, make sure you move this a little bit to the right until it falls down. When it falls down like that, like I told you about the mark right here, when it falls down like that, tighten up the bottom. So once the nut is tightened, lower it down. Just like that. So when you actually push the primer down, it would have the thrower push in the case a little bit farther. So it's like that. If you notice, there you go, just a slight. So it's still right there on the outer rim. It's kind of, this one's a little bit too close, but as soon as I raise it up, it clears it. So see what I mean? So it clears the shell plate. So that's perfect right now. Alright, for your 40 Smith & Wesson inserts, you need to cut a piece right on the tip there at about 0.55 of an inch, and you will use that as your insert for this 40 Smith & Wesson. And I use a Dremel to so the 40 Smith & Wesson case would fit right through. So you're gonna have to take your time to use the Dremel. Put on low settings. It's nice if you have the low settings. So this one would slide down in there. So let me explain that first. Okay, there's a piece of spring in there, so don't lose that. There it is. That's how it looks. And then the aluminum piece for the 9mm. You can just push this and it should pop right out. There it is. Okay, so this is for the 9mm. Alright, so I cut it to 0.66 of an inch. So Alright, so this piece of plastic here for the 40 Smith & Wesson slides right in there, just like that. So once it's pushed in all the way like that, it should be flushed like so. Okay, so the reason why I have the this height right here is so I don't have to mess around with the I don't have to mess around with the with this piece right here. So all I have to do is keep them at the same height like that and raise the case tube up and down. If I'm using a 45 ACP, I just remove that piece of plastic and it would operate just perfectly like so. So this was, the height was actually based on the biggest caliber that I was reloading. So if I have a gap of maybe 1/16 of an inch, it would be perfect. So as soon as this case slides out, the next one will fall right on top of it. So that's the main reason why I cut the 9mm aluminum piece that goes right in there. So all I have to do is change the inserts, and then good to go from there. Just make sure I have the correct height right there.